Why didn't ancient humans need glasses? Have you ever wondered about something that feels strangely obvious? Millions of people today can't even read a street sign without glasses. Kids are becoming nearsighted earlier than ever before. Adults spend thousands of dollars every year just to see clearly. But then a strange question creeps in. Is bad eyesight? Is this common today? Why didn't ancient humans seem to have the same problem? How did hunters spot a tiny animal moving through tall grass hundreds of feet away? How did they throw a spear with pinpoint accuracy, with no scopes and no second chances? How did they survive in a world where seeing clearly could mean the difference between eating tonight or becoming something else's meal? Did ancient humans simply have perfect eyesight? Or is something about the modern world quietly reshaping our eyes without us ever noticing? The answer is far stranger than you think. And by the end of this video, you may never look at your own glasses the same way again. Imagine waking up 50,000 years ago. No alarm clock. No phone. No glowing screen waiting beside your bed. The first thing your eyes meet isn't a display inches from your face. It's an endless horizon, stretching across forests, mountains, rivers, and open sky. Before breakfast, your eyes have already focused up close. Then, far away. Then back again. Without even realizing it, your eyes begin exercising the moment you wake up. Now, picture your life today. You wake up, check your phone, look at a laptop, drive while staring through a windshield, work on another screen, relax by watching television, then scroll your phone one last time before falling asleep. Your eyes spend almost the entire day locked on to nearly the same distance. The difference between these two worlds isn't just technology. It's biology. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Ancient humans were not immune to bad eyesight. They weren't born with magical vision. Who's like us? They could develop eye diseases, suffer injuries, or inherit vision problems. So the real mystery isn't why ancient humans never needed glasses. It's why so many more people seem to need them today. And that's where this story actually gets interesting. For most of human history, survival demanded extraordinary visual skill. Picture yourself walking through tall grass. A slight movement catches your eye. Is it dinner, or is it a predator watching you right now? You only have seconds to decide. The ancestors who noticed tiny movements first were simply more likely to survive. Generation after generation, natural selection quietly favored people whose eyesight kept them alive. Not perfect vision, useful vision. Scientists studying modern hunter-gatherer communities have found something remarkable. Many older adults living traditional lifestyles still have excellent distance vision, far longer than people in industrialized societies. That doesn't prove ancient humans had perfect eyesight, but it strongly suggests the environment we grow up in shapes our eyes more than we ever assumed. So, what changed? One discovery completely rewrote how scientists think about childhood vision. For years, most experts believed genetics explained nearly every case of If your parents wore glasses, you probably would too. Simple, right. Except reality refused to cooperate. In some countries, childhood myopia, when you see well up close but not far away, exploded within just a few decades. In parts of East Asia today, some studies suggest up to 8 or 9 out of every 10 young adults are now near. Human DNA simply doesn't change that fast. So something else had to be happening. Then came one of the biggest plot twists in vision science. Researchers noticed something unexpected. Children who spent significantly more time outdoors were far less likely to become nearsighted. At first, it sounded almost too simple. Could sunlight really protect your eyesight? It turns out, partly, yes, but not for the reason most people assume. Natural daylight is incredibly bright. Even on a cloudy afternoon, outdoor light is often many times brighter than any room indoors. That intense brightness appears to trigger healthy eye development during childhood. Scientists believe it helps regulate exactly how the growing eyeball changes shape. When that process stays balanced, light focuses precisely onto the retina. When it doesn't, distance vision slowly turns blurry. Think of the eye. Like a camera, for a sharp picture, every part has to stay perfectly aligned. If the camera stretches just slightly too long, the image blurs. That's essentially what happens in many cases of near. The eyeball grows just a little longer than it should. A tiny change, but enough to turn a distant mountain into a fuzzy shape. Here's what's truly astonishing. Nearsightedness has spread around the world so fast that biology alone cannot explain it. Researchers point to several overlapping causes. Children spend less time outside, more time reading, more time on phones and tablets, more hours indoors, under artificial light. Each factor alone might seem small. Together, they create an environment unlike anything our ancestors ever experienced. But before you blame every screen for this, there's another twist. Reading itself isn't the villain here. Books didn't suddenly start damaging human vision. Education has transformed civilization for the better. The real issue isn't learning. It's balance. Our eyes evolved expecting constant shifts in focus, movement, and outdoor light. Modern life often replaces all of that variety with hours of uninterrupted close-up work. Picture an ancient child. They climb trees, track birds, and watch insects crawl across leaves. They throw stones and run across wide-open landscapes. Every few seconds, their eyes shift between a nearby leaf and a distant hillside. It's like a full eye workout every single day. Now, picture many children today. Homework, tablets, phones, gaming, television. Again and again, their eyes repeat the same task for hours at a time. Which childhood do you think trained stronger eyes? Another mystery appears when we think about age. Even if ancient humans somehow escaped widespread nearsightedness, what about reading glasses? Today, almost everyone eventually struggles to focus on close-up objects as they get older. Wouldn't ancient people have felt that too? The answer is yes. Probably. As we age, the eye's lens gradually loses its flexibility, like an old rubber band slowly stiffening. Eventually, focusing on anything nearby becomes noticeably harder. This condition affects people across every culture, throughout all of history. So why don't we hear stories about ancient reading glasses? Because they had almost nothing to read. There were no newspapers, no novels, no text messages, no tiny warning labels on medicine, no restaurant menus to squint at. Survival depended on seeing the wider world, not deciphering tiny printed letters. A 50-year-old hunter might have noticed nearby objects turning blurry, but that problem mattered far less than it does for someone reading emails all day long. The need for reading glasses simply wasn't obvious yet. Archaeologists have found evidence that people still try to adapt in creative ways. Some ancient cultures may have used polished crystals as simple magnifying tools thousands of years ago. These weren't eyeglasses, as we know them today, but they reveal something important. People noticed their vision problems, and they searched for solutions anyway. The desire to see clearly is as old as humanity itself. The first true eyeglasses appeared relatively recently in human history. In late 13th century Europe, skilled craftsmen learned to grind lenses that helped people read again. Suddenly, scholars, merchants, and artists could keep working long after age had blurred their words. Those simple glass lenses quietly changed the course of history. Knowledge no longer disappeared just because someone's eyes grew older. Even today, glasses are not a sign of weakness. They're evidence of something extraordinary. Human intelligence. Instead of waiting for evolution to fix a problem over thousands of generations, we simply invented a solution ourselves. That's what humans do best. We reshape the world faster than biology could ever reshape us. But maybe the biggest lesson here isn't really about glasses at all. It's about mismatch. Our bodies were built for one world. Our lives transformed into an entirely different one, almost overnight in evolutionary terms. The human eye evolved across millions of years beneath open skies, shifting landscapes, and natural light. Modern civilization rewrote most of that in only a handful of generations. Our biology is still trying to catch up. That doesn't mean technology is the enemy here. Far from it. That same civilization gave us eye surgery, advanced lenses, and scientific understanding our ancestors never had. Today, millions of people see clearly, not because of nature, but because of centuries of discovery. In many ways, we actually have better vision than ever before. not naturally, but technologically. If you're worried about your own eyes right now, here's one trick doctors often recommend. It's called the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something roughly 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. It's a tiny habit, but it gives your eyes back a small piece of the natural variety they evolved to expect. So why didn't ancient humans need glasses? The truth is, some probably did. Some likely struggled with aging eyes, some may have adapted, others simply lived with blurred vision and made peace with it. But they also lived in a world that encouraged healthier eye development, demanded constant distance viewing, and rarely required reading tiny text for hours on end. The mystery was never that ancient humans had perfect eyes. The real mystery is how dramatically our environment has changed the way we use them. The next time you put on your glasses or glance down at your phone, remember these. Your eyes are still carrying the legacy of hunters who scanned distant horizons, watched the stars guide their journeys, and spotted danger long before it ever arrived. Those ancient eyes still exist. They're looking out through yours right now, only now. Instead of searching the horizon for survival, they're searching another glowing screen. So maybe the real question isn't why ancient humans didn't need glasses. Maybe it's this. Is the modern world asking your ancient eyes to do something they were never truly designed for? If this made you look at your own eyes differently, let me know in the comments. And if you want more mysteries like this, subscribe. The next video might change how you see the world again.